Splitgate has turned out to be one of the best surprises of 2021, along with potentially being one of my favorite multiplayer experiences. Like with many, much of my childhood was filled with various Halo games. Of course, I love the campaigns provided by Bungie, and the multiplayer remains one of my favorite experiences from it. And while I never played any of the Portal games, I found those mechanics very interesting, and allowed for some creative problem solving. Splitgate aims to take much of the shooting, movement, and general feel of the classic Halo game's multiplayer, and combine that with Portal to create a multiplayer experience that feels like a love letter to both of those games, while also being something original and most of all, very fun. While Splitgate is still in beta on the PS4, it is extremely fun and one of those free-to-play games that honestly feels too good to just be free, but that also means that it has a really low barrier to entry and one that I can highly recommend. Splitgate is a first-person shooter which lifts a lot from Halo, along with providing options that one would find in Portal. Simply put, the movement and shooting feels great. The weapons have solid sound effects and impact to your shots. Adding to the satisfaction of the shooting are the at times over-the-top ragdoll-like physics to defeated enemies. There is a nice variety of guns to use as well, from a DMR, assault rifle, SMG, along with many special weapons, like a one-shot bat and a plasma rifle. The player movement feels great as well. You have the option to sprint, jump, and you can use a jetpack of sorts to get to other locations or even course correct a jump in mid-air. Splitgate isn't just a game that used Halo as its blueprint for its gameplay, but rather it found a way to completely emulate it. This doesn't feel like a different studio trying their hand at Halo, but rather this feels like it was made by Bungie. The inclusion of the Portal elements adds a lot of interesting situations that very much helps to keep the matches continually fresh. Essentially, you can create two portals on any of the blue walls and use this for many means. You can create portals as a quick way to pick up a special weapon, or you can set up an initial portal and then fire off another one while you are being chased by another player and use this as a means to escape. The portals very much allow for a lot of creativity for the combat. It is really satisfying to use the portals in a creative way to outsmart another player. For example, you can set up a set of portals to turn the tables on an enemy to give you the advantage, or you can set up two portals and shoot through one to get the jump on an enemy or help defend a location. Enemy players can see that you put up a portal, and even go through your portals, but they cannot see through them like you can. This means that you are taking a chance using an enemy's portal. This could lead to your death if they were trying to set up a trap, or using an enemy portal means that you can unexpectedly turn the tables on them. Every time you respawn, you are equipped with two grenades. These cannot hurt enemies, but they can be used to close enemy portals. It is important to note that you can casually enjoy the multiplayer without even using the portals. Much of my first few hours, I actually found myself forgetting that this was even a mechanic in the game. But once you start experimenting with the portal system, along with seeing how other players use them, this adds another layer of depth to the experience and seeing how the developers really want you to play within this space. The use of this mechanic is something that continually surprised me. I found new ways to use the portals on enemies, and this was extra satisfying when a new idea ended up working. While it was frustrating to go up against someone who knew how to use the portals better than me, I was honestly impressed by how some people were able to use the map to their advantage by how they place their portals. For example, I had one guy that would set up two portals in such a way that allowed him to fly through the air and get the drop on most of us before we even noticed him. The minute-to-minute gameplay is an absolute joy. Splitgate is a solid arena shooter, and in many ways it feels delightfully old school in how it is structured. There are no loadout customizations for you to play around with. You start each match with whatever the mode dictates. So if you're in a SWAT match, then you start with the DMR and battle rifle. To keep the action interesting are the different power weapons that you can pick up scattered around the map. For example, you will find a rocket launcher, SMG, plasma rifle, and more that you can pick up to give you an advantage. Each of these weapons are in set locations and are on a cooldown timer for when they they respawn. All of this helps to ensure matches to be fair and keeps the players on an even playing field for their equipment, and what will give you the biggest advantage is your player skill. From a personal standpoint, I really miss this simple feature in multiplayer. Most big shooters focus on loadouts, but Splitgate keeps things simple and it's awesome for it. Most match types will allow you to have your radar up on the screen. This will track the motion of the enemy players. It will also let you know if they are on the same level as you, above you, or below you. Just like with the core gunplay, the map structure and even down to the use of the radar all feel like a genuine Halo multiplayer experience. Splitgate feels inspired by those classic titles and then very unique with its aspect of including portal mechanics. It allows the action to feel old school and refreshing when compared to many of its contemporaries.
Ball dropped. Kingslayer. Ball secured. Ball dropped. Ball secured. Ball dropped. Killing spree. Ball secured.
Splitgate is packed with many game modes for you to choose from. There are the more standard mode types like Team Deathmatch or King of the Hill and Domination where you are trying to capture set points on the map. There are a good amount of different team-based modes as well. VIP is where a random person on your team is selected as the VIP, and you must protect them from the enemy team while also taking out their VIP. The interesting aspect about this is how the VIP has double the health but cannot create portals. In Oddball, you need to try and grab the ball in the middle of the map and hold on to it until your team has enough points to win. When you grab the ball, you are not able to spawn portals, but carrying the ball allows you to instantly kill anyone with one melee hit. These two team-based modes are some of my favorites in the game. The next two match types are ripped right from Halo. Shoddy Snipers is where you are armed with a shotgun and sniper rifle and must defeat the other team. SWAT has everyone armed with a battle rifle and DMR, and headshots are instant kills. Showdown is a team-based mode where the loadouts are randomized and there is no form of respawning. Takedown is like a variation on Deathmatch where the respawn counter increases each time you die. There are also ranked game modes along with doubles options. Finally, Splitgate has experimental modes that are switched out every so often. I really enjoyed many of these. This includes Free-for-All, One in the Chamber, where you only have one bullet but everyone goes down in one hit. But once you kill someone, you will earn another bullet to use. The very best of these is Teabag Confirmed. This is a form of kill confirmed as seen in Call of Duty. When you kill an enemy, they will drop a dog tag, and the only way to collect it is to teabag their body. This is hilarious and very fun. Splitgate's base game modes are an absolute blast, and provides many different options for the player. The modes are extensive and ensures that you are provided with a lot of variety. The matchmaking also lets you specify which modes you would like to play, so you can keep this personalized to you, or you can opt to search for custom matches that are playing the modes and maps and options that you want.
Triple kill. Collection agency.
Splitgate does a great job at providing unlockable skins through completing challenges and leveling up. You will earn experience points towards your level and battle pass level. Each weapon has their own specific challenges to complete for unique skins. These include dealing a certain amount of damage, performing double kills, and more. To earn more experience, you can complete the weekly and daily challenges. You will also earn these loot type crates as well that will give you a random cosmetic. You can also opt to buy many of the cosmetic items. And as of this video, you cannot buy any items that will give you an advantage over another player. Currently, the system is not pay to win. You can slowly earn in-game coins to buy stuff in the shop for new weapon skins as well. The weapon challenges to earn those skins will keep you busy for a while. I assume that the seasonal battle passes will cost a certain amount of in-game currency, but we will know more in the future. As of right now, the monetization seems reasonable. There are some optional side modes like a practice range, tutorial, and a race mode. Overall, Splitgate is a great multiplayer experience that I had a few flaws with. It seems like you are rewarded for winning and all of the kills that you get, but the game doesn't seem to reward you for, say, closing an enemy portal. Now maybe you do earn experience for this type of stuff, but that information is not properly conveyed to the player. Maybe include a medal for situations like this, like with assist kills and double kills. but one that pops up for closing enemy portals. Another small issue is that I wish there was a bit more of an identifier when someone is charging up the railgun at you. Kinda like how there is this blinking red light that comes at you when someone is charging up the Spartan laser in Halo. I think more information provided to the player would definitely help. Lastly, I would like the ability to be able to grab onto ledges. There are a handful of times when I'm jumping and I miss the ledge just by a little bit, and an auto grab could alleviate this. These next points are more related to items that I would like to see in the future and are generally just wishlist items. Splitgate contains much of that Halo feel, and I'm curious if down the line if the developers would implement any form of a big team battle. I understand that that might be outside of the scope of this game, because the developers would need to create much larger maps, vehicle mechanics, and how the portals would work on that scale. Either way, I would love to see the developers potentially try this, if it only works within their formula. Also, I'd love to see Splitgate have an option for 2-player split screen online along with a 4-player split screen for offline play. My next 2 points are some big wishlist items. One, I would like to see the inclusion of bots. Along with this, I would love Splitgate to have some sort of co-op mode included in the future, either through some bite-sized missions or a horde mode, maybe even something similar to Firefight like in Halo with a mix of the portals. But either way, Splitgate is a fantastic multiplayer experience. Splitgate is an impressive free-to-play multiplayer game. This small team showed how they not only understand what made the classic Halo special, but were able to replicate it so well, and it feels like the Bungie developers had a hand in this game. On top of this, the portals add a lot of variability to the matches, keeping the action consistently fresh. Splitgate is packed with content from a good amount of maps, a large variety of different modes, and an enjoyable amount of unlocks. I do not usually find myself playing multiplayer games unless I am in a party with friends, but Splitgate is something that I load up each day to at least play just a few matches. And every time I do, I end up playing a few more matches that I intended to because it's so addicting. I am a huge fan and I highly recommend you check this one out. Thank you very much for watching.